Hey, good morning guys. This is Jack from HiddenSmoke Woodcraft, and today we're going to be talking about movement in the wilderness. Stay with me. So, in order to move through the woods in an appealing way to the animal and an effective way, we need to understand that every animal in the forest communicates to each other. When the birds alarm, the mammals pick up on it, they listen for it, and they'll be notified if there's a predator coming through an area. So what happens is that when a predator, when an animal is hunting a human, whatever it may be, is walking through an area that the bird or multiple birds feels threatened by, then they're going to start alarming at that predator to notify every other animal in the forest that there is a predator moving through, and to run and hide, and basically, as a warning system. So in order to move effectively through the woods, we need to not set off those alarms in the first place. I'll be going over some techniques that I use to not set off alarms, but basically this is why people don't see animals a lot of the time, is because you're moving through the woods, you're not being aware of the disturbance you're creating, and you're setting off bird alarms, which will notify every animal in the area that you're there, and then the mammals, the deer, everything will run or hide. So we want to avoid doing that. Alright, so we want to keep the woods in what's called baseline behavior. And baseline behavior is the normal behavior of the woods when there's no predators around. The birds are singing, they're just doing their thing, and they're not aware of any predators in the area, so they're not agitated. The mammals aren't agitated, everything is calm. So we want to be able to move through the woods, creating very minimum baseline disturbance so that it comes back to baseline really quickly, or better yet, none at all. So we can also use bird alarms to our advantage. If a bird is alarming somewhere else and we hear it, we can infer that there's something threatening over there to the bird, whether that be a human or an animal hunting. So we can use it for ourselves as a warning system as well. So just keep that in mind too when you're in the woods. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to talk about with using bird alarms to our advantages is that animals do everything they do for a reason, and the reason why they always take the least resistant path is because they're constantly conserving energy. So when a bird feels threatened and it alarms at something, it's because it's really feeling threatened. So that's a good, accurate method of telling if there's a predator over in another area, because they're not going to do it if there isn't one. I want to talk about a awareness concept, and this awareness concept was taught to me, and it really stuck with me, and it helped me a lot while moving through the woods and broadening my awareness in general. So I'm going to show you a few diagrams here, and we'll talk about them. Alright guys, so this is the awareness concept I wanted to talk about with you. So this is your This is a human. He's walking through the woods, and that bubble around him, that's his awareness. Maybe he's on his phone, he's not paying attention, he's talking to somebody else, whatever it is. But that's his awareness right there. And this bubble around him, that's his disturbance that he's creating. So if you can switch your disturbance with your awareness level, so it looks like this, so that your disturbance is right around you and it's very minute, and your awareness is really broad and expansive, and you're just taking in everything. You're being aware of your steps, your movements, the sounds, the wind, the smell, everything. So if we can go from your awareness being right around you to your disturbance really big and chaotic to this right here, then this is how you want to move through the wilderness. Alright guys, so just to recap, you want your disturbance to be right around you and your awareness level really broad. This will allow you to move through the wilderness silently and get to see wildlife as well as have hunting opportunities.